Okay guys, we're going to do a tutorial for the shelf for your bud vase project. So right go to the editing file, new part, okay. I'm going to start with the same command, extrude both space. And instead of doing the front one, if we think about the orientation of a shelf, this is the orientation of a shelf, so we're going to do it on the top work plane. Start exactly the same way as we did the last time. Start with your rectangle. We need to dimension that. And it's the same width as our backboards last time. And this dimension is 230. Now we have two cutouts to do. I'm just going to place them in roughly where I think they're going to be, and then we'll go back and dimension them. And you notice that I had that dotted line, which means they're both the same depth. And I'll use the Smart Dimension tool. You need to zoom in. Just be careful you don't click on the centre of things, because that gives you an odd placement for the dimension. It doesn't really work, so it's got to be off the centre. Okay, if you're going to do your Smart Dimensions, click and drag it out. And this is going to match the width of our backboard, so we'll make that 10. Click OK. And then we'll use our relations. So we'll just click off Smart Dimension, click on that, hold Shift on my keyboard, click on that, and make them equal. And then we're going to use Smart Dimensions to dimension the distance from here. Let's click and drag on this next one. And this distance is going to be 60. And then this distance here is going to be 30. I can dimension this distance, or I can make them equal. Let's just do that, so I'm not adding in too many dimensions. Click on one line. You get used to doing this as well. Hold Shift on your keyboard, click on the second line, and use equal constraints to make them the same size. Now, this one's the same distance away from the end here, so all I have to do is Smart Dimension, one click, click and drag up, and then a last click, and then that's going to be 60. And you can see you've got your cutouts, the same distance from the sides, and the same distance in terms of their size as well. Trim entities is the last thing to do. Cut out that line, cut out that line. Come out of trim entities and exit sketch. And then it's just going to ask you what your thickness here is going to be, and that was 15mm thick. Click OK. Tick it, and that's you done. You just need to save that one as well. Just save this one as shelf, and make sure that is into your own directory, and that's your shelf done. At that point, you can just close the file.